Megaworld Hotels and Resorts is the largest hospitality chain in the Philippines. The 100% homegrown brand boasts 4,500 room keys and 12 hotels in strategic locations across the country. Each of its 6 diverse brands offer a distinct personality to cater to the needs of today's savvy traveler, whatever their purpose for travel may be. With a promise of enriching the travel experiences of its guests, Megaworld Hotels and Resorts celebrates a unique culture of service excellence, fueled by warm and heartfelt service that Filipinos are best known for. Committed to providing every guest with unparalleled hospitality, the brand continues to innovate, curating meaningful experiences, building relationships, and inspiring travels while offering you the joys of being home. Megaworld Hotels and Resorts. Our heart, your home.
Ayan, sorry, I've been mute pala. Oh my God. Okay, good morning everyone. I'll do it again. And welcome to Business Mirrors Coffee Club, where we discuss the latest and hottest news items. So let's move on to welcome our guest this morning. We'll be talking about Women's Month, and our theme this morning is Cracking the Code: Innovation for a Gender Equal Future. And let me introduce our guest. Our first guest here has more than 30 years of diversified experience in the field of human resources. She is a seasoned HR executive with expertise in policy development and implementation, employment law, employee relations, including training and development, and has extensive experience in complex companies. Here is Miss Divine Delos Reyes, Group Director of People Management at Megaworld Hotels and Resorts. She is also the Vice President of the Association of Human Resource Managers. Good morning, Ms. Divine.
Good morning, Miss Annie. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, good morning. And our second guest has been in the hotel industry for 28 years. She is currently the general manager of Richmonde Hotel Iloilo, where she handled the pre-opening in 2015. She is also one of the pioneers of the Iloilo Mice Alliance under the office of the regional director of the Department of Tourism, where she's the current chairperson. She is also a member of the Iloilo City Tourism Council under the office of the mayor of Iloilo City. Here is Miss Natalie Lim. Good
Good
morning, Miss Nat.
morning. Good morning, Anne, and good morning to everyone. Maayong
Okay,
aga sa inyong tanan.
okay, good morning. And then our third guest is a single mother of eight who brings her nurturing heart, innate wisdom, and business acumen from 20 years in the health and wellness industry to Kyani Philippines, a subsidiary of an American global company in the health and wellness industry. Under her leadership, Kyani Philippines has been one of the top performing markets of Kyani out of 50 countries worldwide. At the height of the pandemic, the company reached the highest sales in its history and continues to bless many lives here and abroad. Here's Miss Kate Bellosillo, the country head of Kyani Philippines. Good morning, Miss Kate.
Good morning. Good morning, Anne, Divine, and Natalie. I'm honored to be with all of you today.
Yes, and here is our here you yes, I see her here now. Here's our fourth guest. Is a registered nurse by profession, but has made a name for herself as a marketing executive with more than 15 years of experience in marketing and advertising. She has marketed different products from industries ranging from clothing, automotive, architecture, pharmaceutical, and now the hospitality business. Let's all welcome Miss Sue Geminiano. Miss Sue, good morning. Welcome
Hi,
back. Good
good
morning,
morning po.
everyone.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
It's okay.
I had an appointment. I'm now here at Caloocan City Hall.
Oh, I hope the
Yeah,
internet
that's why.
is okay there. Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
that's
start
why I
the
had a
discussion.
hard time. Yeah.
Kaya. Okay. Thank you, Miss Sue. Miss Divine, let's start with you. How did you end up at resorts at Mega World?
Hi, Miss Annie. Actually, I'm an HR practitioner since I
Uh-huh.
started my career.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a mother of two kids and the eldest of three
Um,
children.
it seems like we're having a hard time connecting.
Sino to, ma'am? Miss Sue, is that you? Can you hear us?
Uh, yeah, I can hear you. Medyo choppy lang po yung question.
Okay. Sige, ma'am. Balikan kita later, ma'am, ha? Baka it might be better, may baon po kayong earphones.
Ano po? Kung?
May baon kayong earphones. Baka it might be better. Earphones po,
Yeah,
earphones.
unfortunately, the earphone that I have is for Apple and I cannot connect through StreamYard.
Kaya pala po.
pag iPhone, pag Apple po. Yung
Okay.
ginagamit ko kanina, ano po siya, Apple po siya, ayaw siya mag-connect sa StreamYard.
Mhm. Sige, ma'am.
Opo,
We'll
sandali lang po,
try
titignan
our
ko kung
best.
ano magagawa ko.
Sige po, ma'am. Balikan kita mamaya, ma'am, ha? Balikan ko muna si Miss Divine. O sige, ma'am. Sorry, Miss Divine.
Yes
Can you,
po.
It's okay,
your,
Miss Annie. So,
uh,
sabi ko nga, I started my career, no, as an HR practitioner na. And from an early age talaga, my parents had encouraged me to develop a habit of talking and engaging with other people. That's why I
uh-huh.
became a people person.
Mhm,
So, it
mhm.
was from there that I developed a keen interest in my career in human resources. And yun nga, that's why I'm here and I've been with Megaworld Hotels and Resorts for almost 4 years, Miss Annie.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yan. Si, while si Miss Sue is trying to figure out kung ano gagawin sa kanyang sound. Miss Nat, yan, can you tell us how you've been in the hotel business for 28 years? Tama po ba?
Yes, and that's giving
Mm-mm.
away my age, Miss Anne.
Hindi naman po halata.
Yeah. Yes, I've been in the, surprisingly, I never studied tourism and hospitality. I actually finished mass communication. I finished a degree in communication arts.
Uh-huh.
Somehow I ended up in the hotel industry. It was my first job. I was born and raised in Manila. I'm not really from Iloilo originally.
Mm-mm.
Nowadays, I call myself elongated because I've been here almost 8 years now. But I enjoy talking to people, and I enjoy, in the early stages of my career, the value I held dear was learning, to
Mm-mm.
learn as much as I can, and take in as much as I can. Now that I'm a little bit older and 28 years on, my
Mm-mm.
value that I love now, the thing that I value most now is um, to coach and to train other people. The
Mm-mm.
virtue is the same. No, it's just that
Mm-mm.
maybe I'm in a different role now, and it's to
Uh-huh.
coach and to guide people. But yeah, it's been 28 years. It's been a great adventure filled 28 years for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ito, may interesting na kwento si Miss K. Ma'am, how
Okay.
were you able to manage 8 children on your own?
Oh, it's God's grace. I think
Mm-hmm.
the mothers who are present here today will agree with me that, we don't do things on our own. It's always by the grace of God that we succeed in life, no, in everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And siguro yung as a little child looking back kasi, no, and when you were asking this question kay Divine and Natalie, I was looking at my own life. Bata pa lang ako, I was already class president from prep up to high school, no?
Uh-huh.
So siguro yung pagka-leader ko, mothering instinct, nurturing, bringing out the best in people started when I was young, no? So I
Mm-hmm.
carried that with me, plus I had a very strong, loving woman as a mother also. So, yun. And along the way, I developed this very strong personal relationship with God. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that kept me through the highs and lows of my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about Kyani and how it ended
Oo.
up here in the Philippines?
Okay. Ang Kayani is a health and wellness company. We share to the world leading edge, no, natural food supplements. And then very
Uh-huh.
recently, we launched a skincare line that was developed by Kyani Korea that is so amazing.
Uh-huh.
Talking about age, Natalie, I will be honest to say na 65 years old na po si Mommy Kate. And
Oh,
if
hindi
I
halata,
don't
ma'am.
look 65, and it's because of, the positive outlook, the sense of joy that I spark not only in myself but with others, but also the supplements I take and the skincare that I use. No, so
Mm-hmm.
Yan po ang Kyani. And our goal is really to bless a lot of lives. Meron kaming yung goal sa Philippines na March to a Million, Hope for 1 million. We
Mhm.
want to bless at least 1 million lives with the gifts of health and wellness kasi naniniwala kami na ang healthy na people is a healthy happy nation, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Kung
Mhm.
uumpisahan natin 'yan, and we share with people na mahalaga ang prevention, better than cure,
Mhm.
I was with a friend the other night and he was telling me his father died and they incurred 3.5 million na
The
expense sa
bill. Mhm.
hospital. So all the more we have to share with more people na we need to take care of our health today.
Mhm.
It's not an expense, it is an investment.
Investment.
Oo,
Okay.
yan.
Thank you, Miss Sue. Yan. Okay na po
Hi.
kayo dyan.
Opo. Okay na po.
Oh, Miss Sue, di ba,
Pagpasensya niyo.
you are a nurse. How did you end
Yes.
up in the hospitality industry?
Well, apparently, advertising and marketing is really my first love.
Uh-huh.
Well, of course, my parents and my grandparents always persuade me that I should take a medical course to be a
Uh-huh.
family's medical assistant. So, well, there was a threat by my mom that if you will not take up nursing, you will not go into college. So
I, okay.
during that time, so
Okay.
I took it. I said after I finish the course and I take the board, I hope I will do what I really want.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Well, at first, my mom wants me to go abroad to be a nurse there,
Uh-huh.
but eventually, when I showed her that I had my way in marketing and advertising, she finally stopped
Mm-hmm.
persuading and insisting me to be a nurse. But
Mm-hmm.
I am still the nurse of the family.
Ah, okay. So you're the nurse of the family, and I presume you're also the nurse of Sogo.
Yes, I am. In fact, I played that role during the pandemic and in
Uh-huh.
our medical missions. Since our CSR is Sogo Cares, we have a medical bus
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we have weekly medical missions before the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I'm doing some volunteering there.
Okay. Okay. So, ladies, what sort of challenges did you face when you were moving up the corporate ladder? See, Miss Divine.
Well, it's really hard. So much
Okay.
of
Sige.
challenges. First,
Okay.
the bashings of the people around.
Mm-hmm.
My office mates and all, of course, do not have their full trust, and they don't find me credible since my initial course was in medical field and I'm now in
Uh-huh.
the corporate. During that time, I started as a salesperson. I was a
Mm-hmm.
med rep of a pharmaceutical company. Of
Ah,
course,
okay.
that somehow it is related because it's about the
Yeah.
medicine. Then I was doing my own promo materials for my own product that I sell. And I
Mm-hmm.
was noticed by the bosses, by the top management that I do my own promo materials, I do my own advertising strategies for me to reach my target.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then they transferred me to the marketing department, first advertising. And then there I was able to create my own advertisements, own concepts in doing the promo materials and promotional activities.
Okay.
So there, it went on. Then I transferred to a different industry, to
Mm-hmm.
architecture, and then to
Mm-hmm.
automotives and to the ad agency. Before Hotel Sogo and Eurotel.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I was in advertising agency,
Uh-huh.
pharmaceutical company, and cosmetics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I have handled almost all industries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sige.
There. So the challenge there was, of course, they don't want to believe me. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want to. They don't want to accept my concepts. They
Mm-hmm.
always
Mm-hmm.
say, ano namang effect niyan, sabi nila.
Uh-huh.
Ano namang effect niyan, galing yan sa ospital.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
ganun parate until na papatunayan na effective pala, may impact
Mm-hmm.
pala
Mm-hmm.
hanggang
Mm-hmm.
sa yun. Yun ang pinaka-challenge na hinarap ko going to corporate ladder.
Okay. So, see, Miss Divine, can I ask you the same question? How is it like for you moving up the corporate ladder there?
Just like what Miss Sue has shared, no, fitting in, and of course, the challenge of being heard, no, in an organization, it takes time really to gain the knowledge. Sorry, the trust, no, of your coworkers, especially if you want to align with them, diba? So these are the things, and these are the challenges that I have encountered, especially when you are starting your career and being in human resources, it's really difficult, no, to really get, no, the trust of the management. And with
Mm-hmm,
these challenges, I think for me, I took it, no, as a challenge, because for me every day is a learning experience, Miss Annie.
mm-hmm.
I just have to open my mind and realize that no one is perfect, and
Uh-huh.
eventually, with my hard work, I was able to get the trust of everyone, not only by the management, of course, but also with the coworkers and the
Uh-huh.
people that I'm working with me.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Miss Nat? How was it like for you?
I It was very difficult in the beginning, Miss Anne. You know why? Because I was the first. I think I was the first hotelier in the family, and at some point,
Ah, okay.
and I often wonder until today, do they ever really know what I'm really doing? No, of course, they know I'm a general manager of a hotel, no, but do
Yeah,
they
yeah.
know what I do on a day-to-day basis?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was always an operations person. I started
Uh-huh.
out at the front desk, and I had to take shifts, and a lot of people did not understand what taking shifts meant. That I had to
Uh-huh,
work
uh-huh.
morning shift, afternoon shift, overnight shift,
Yeah.
and then I took on a night manager position, which put me in the night shift for about 4 years. And
Mm-hmm,
then after that, I decided to say, okay, I will take the offer to work overseas. And so I was in and out overseas for about 10 years.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
so for most part of my career, I was away from the family celebrating special occasions, not at home, but at work. Um,
Uh-huh,
I guess what they say, it's true. If you love what you do, it's really
uh-huh.
not like working. And I often say, oh my God, I think I'm in the wrong industry because everybody else makes money except me.
Ah,
but but and that's the truth. But I know that if you love what you do, you get
mm-hmm,
rewarded in many ways more than monetary. And
mm-hmm,
I've met a lot of people in this lifetime. At this point in my life, I've
mm-hmm.
met so many people. I've been to so many places to work and to
Uh-huh,
live, and
uh-huh.
not like as a tourist. And these are things money cannot buy,
Yeah.
and these are things I got because of the work that I do. And
Mm-hmm,
so I keep at it, and really, Miss Anne, ako kasi I'm a finisher. When I start something, I will not stop until I finish it.
mm-hmm.
And I think it's helped me because hotels technically never really close. So and I'll keep doing what needs to be done.
Uh-huh.
And I've been rewarded in this industry, even if it
Mm-hmm,
wasn't really a choice when I was in school.
mm-hmm.
Um, and more than monetary, it's the
Uh-huh.
experiences, it's the friends, it's everything in between.
Mm. Miss Kate, have you always been there at Kyani? What were you doing before you joined Kyani? You're on mute, ma'am. It's
Before
okay.
before Kayani, I was country head of another American company, also in the health and wellness industry. No, that
Okay.
was Synergy. But before Synergy,
Synergy. Mm-mm.
I was a distributor of magnetic sleep systems, no, of a
Okay.
company called Niken. So,
Uh-huh.
entrepreneur ako, no?
Okay.
Entrepreneur ako. I think the only memory I have of being an employee, that
Mm-hmm.
was when I was public relations assistant at the Manila Hotel. So, parang hotelier
Oh, so
din ako at
nag-hotelier din
oo,
kayo.
at a
Okay.
certain point in my life. But that was it. I went into business right away, no?
Uh-huh.
I had a catering business, I had a small restaurant, I was a concessionaire of school canteens until, I was having my kids one after the other. And my eldest daughter took me aside one day and said, Mommy, just choose one. because you need to spend time with us, no?
Ah,
All right.
okay.
So there, and then um yun na nga, there was something that happened in our lives, no? Yung nakidnap yung aking dalawang boys, si John at si
Oh,
Paolo, when they were 8 and
okay.
8 and
Uh-huh.
13 years old.
Uh-huh.
Tapos si John, the youngest one, suffered a very severe trauma. Alam niyo po,
Okay.
I think the mothers here will agree with me na
Mm-hmm.
when our children go through a tough time, a difficult time, they are never the same again. And that was my experience with my son, no?
Uh-huh.
He suffered the trauma, he couldn't sleep kasi sabi niya, "Mommy, I will just dream that the bad men are taking me." So ayaw niyang matulog. Siyempre
Okay.
hindi naman pwede yun kasi si Mommy hindi rin nakakatulog, 'di ba?
Uh-huh.
Then finally, a friend of mine came and introduced me to this sleep system na sabi niya, this made of all natural magnets. When you
Uh-huh.
put your son on this bed, he's going to be able to reach a deep level of um, restful sleep, no?
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
sabi ko, sige, I will buy it. And at the time, it cost a fortune kasi that was in 1994, no? That's
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
25K. So I bought it and I made John sleep on it. And true enough,
Uh-huh.
he slept well, no?
Oh,
Night
talaga.
after night after
Uh-huh.
night.
Uh-huh.
And so my family and friends were astounded. They wanted to look at the bed. And that started me on the road to, pwede palang inegosyo itong sleep system na ito, no?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
For some reason, that experience, just telling my story, brought me to being the top distributor of that company for 3 consecutive years. And like
Mm-hmm.
Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
uh, if you are a finisher, I am a finisher, I am a closer. I always do things to the best that I can. Yung passion for excellence is there. Eh. So I was
Mm-hmm.
top distributor of that company for 3 years. And then on the fourth year, I was elevated by the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines as yung Hall of Fame na awardee, no?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
so from there, from the experience of the selling side, I was uh, asked by Synergy to join them in the corporate side
Okay.
to take care of the company. After being with them for 3 years, I was asked by Kyani to come in and from ground zero set up Kyani Philippines. No, and
Ah,
so I
okay.
started Kyani Philippines from zero, brought in the first people. And
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
see, the challenge really is how do you put together a top-notch team, 'di ba?
Uh-huh.
So, ang ano ko sa mga ladies is, in our work, we have to surround ourselves with good people.
Mm-hmm.
Good people so that the challenge later on is how do we bring them from good to great, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Pero parang luto 'yan eh. Parang yung mga sangkap dapat mahusay
Yeah.
na, dapat the freshest ingredients para
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
masarap yung ating magagawang putahe. Ganun din
Uh-huh.
sa management, no?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have to start with good people who are put in the right place. And I think that's it, the challenge of now bringing these good people to great so that Kayani Philippines can continue to shine on the
Uh-huh.
global stage with the other markets of Kayani. The other challenge is, during the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
it's how do we change this crisis into an opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
diba?
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's
the
right.
pandemic came upon us so suddenly, we were not prepared for it. It was something new. Businesses were closing
Mm-hmm.
or slowing down. Alam niyo po, in times like this, my advice is we put our people first. 'Di ba? I
Opo.
think the ladies who are in corporate will all agree with me that when we take care of our people, they take care of our business.
Okay.
So during the time of the pandemic, it was a very challenging time, but I told our people, don't worry, we will continue to pay your salaries, even if there was no work in the initial months. And then the work from home, skeleton lang ang force lang ang nagtatrabaho.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was paid. We had the shuttle service that brought them
Mm-hmm.
from their homes to the workplace to keep them safe. No, so our people felt that
Yeah.
caring, that yung parang they felt that Kayani was a safe place to be in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yon, we can always transform a crisis into an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
That's true.
experience.
Uh-uh.
Thank
The
you.
pandemic talaga was a game changer for everyone. I mean, I
Right,
I
right.
think all of us had lessons that we learned a lot of lessons during the pandemic. Miss Sue, can you tell us if yung mga lessons that you learned during the pandemic? I know you had a lot of challenges during that time, right? At
Yes.
Sogo, oo.
Actually, during pandemic, well,
Mm.
everyone got scared because no one is ever ready for that
Uh-huh.
situation,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the challenges during that time was, of course, we are worried of the people, what will happen with them, and we opened our hotel for frontliners, health workers, and we gave these rooms to different cities for free.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There were
Mm-hmm.
no transportation at the time. So me, as a marketing head,
Yeah.
as well as of course we had a committee at the time,
Mm-hmm.
committee who provides the vitamins for the staff, because since we are still open for the frontliners,
Mm-hmm.
we have our room attendants and we have to take care of them. And
Mm-hmm.
the even the bosses, even the sector heads and the COOs were still working at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make sure that our
Yes.
hotel is well disinfected,
Mm-hmm.
very much safe from spreading the virus.
Yeah.
That's why that was first the challenge. Second,
Mm-hmm.
our challenge is how can we keep our people, because of course we have no plans of retrenchment. We have no
Uh-huh.
plans of uh, but of course we have to make ends meet,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So what we did, we had a flexible schedule for our room attendants. We transferred
Uh-huh.
some staff to a different hotel branch.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, our hotel at that time, of course, is also experiencing the same situation: no transportation, no no place to buy the ingredients of the food that we serve in the hotel for the frontliners, and of course how we will make it really safe for them to stay. We
Uh-huh.
have to keep it disinfected. That's why our hotel actually had, we were the first who used the UVC light for
Mm-hmm.
disinfection for the whole room. So those were the challenges. Second,
Uh-huh.
and yes, I agree with you, Ma'am Kate. Yeah, that it is really the real core of this are the people who stayed, who served, and who made sure that we will all be safe from the spread of the virus. So,
Mm-hmm.
heads up po ako sa sinabi ninyo, Ma'am Kate. And si Miss Natalie, and I appreciate and I admire you said of being a finisher. Well, I guess all of us here are, and yes, and not only that, we are all result oriented, and since we are that, we make sure every step of the way is being performed well, and we make sure that we do it safely,
Mm-hmm.
na walang na aagrabyado o naaapakang tao o kung sino man. Hindi po ba? So we make sure at that time yung challenge paano na to, wala
Uh-huh.
namang pumapasok na negosyo pero
Yeah.
kailangan natin i-keep yung tao. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
kailangan natin i-provide yung vitamins and all. So those were the great challenges I think we all faced during that
Okay.
time.
Thank you, Miss Sue. Miss Divine, how about you? What were the learnings that you get from the pandemic?
A lot, Miss Annie. In fact, one of our properties opened during the
Oh
pandemic.
yeah,
It's
that's right.
Kingsford
Uh-huh.
Hotel. Oo,
Uh-huh.
yung
Uh-huh.
Kingsford
That's right.
Hotel Manila namin. And we brave it. Parang sabi namin, is it proper to open a hotel in
Yeah, in the
during
midst of a
this time?
pandemic. Yeah.
Oo, but I remember my managing director sharing with me, what the former USEC before of DOT said na tao muna, mga kababayan muna natin. And that is where we saw the opportunity to welcome all the
Uh-huh.
OFWs in the
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
property. And it's actually, sabi nga namin, it's hindi namin masabing it's our own hard work, but
Yeah.
with God's grace, just like what Miss Kate is saying, God's grace talaga that everything happens, and because
Mm-hmm.
our goal and our purpose is to really serve our kababayans during that time. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things have improved. Our employees, some of the hotels are closing. Some
Yeah.
are, they stop operating, no? But for Megaworld Hotels and Resorts, we brave it. We
Mm-hmm.
prepared our people. Sabi nga namin, are we selfish not to really to expose our people with COVID? But
Mm-hmm.
then we realize na we have to do this para sa long term for us to
Yeah.
be able to sustain the business. So that's what
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
happened. And a lot of learnings. We put our hearts talaga in our job, and we learn to appreciate each other during that time.
Yeah. Okay. So in addition, well, women are also known as multitaskers. Diba, Miss
Yes.
Nat? You are also the president heading the Iloilo Mice Alliance there, diba? So how is it
Yes.
like dividing your time between your duties at Richmond and then being in charge of the mice activities there in Iloilo?
Well, first of all, yes, I am the chair of the Iloilo Mice Alliance,
Uh-huh.
and we were launched in 2019, but unfortunately
2019.
in 2020 everything closed. So um, it was a challenging time for us, and it still is a challenge up to today.
Mm-hmm.
However, um, I think unlike the other ladies who are who have children to manage, I only manage myself, no? 'Cause I really don't have biological children, but everyone in the hotel is like a children of mine. No, everyone in the hotel is like a child of mine. Um, but maybe because I again we go back to the fact that I like what I do. I love my job. I love what I do, and I have inculcated the spirit of community. Being
Uh-huh.
chair of the Iloilo Mais Alliance and being part of the Iloilo City Tourism Council
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
actually my love for community,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that I am not just in my hotel, but I work in a bigger community
Uh-huh.
where if business comes in, there is movement, and I am able to help them bring in groups that generates jobs, that
Uh-huh.
turns into more revenue for the city. It gives the city and the place where I am sense of pride.
Uh-huh.
And that enables me somehow to allow me to manage my time and to divide my attention between everything that needs to be done. And
Uh-huh.
after all, it's all connected. It's all
Yeah.
connected.
Mm-hmm.
But you prioritize, and you know what to do first, and you know what's more important. And I always tell this to the people around me: nothing
Mm-hmm.
important should ever become urgent, because if it was important, it should have been taken care of in the first place. And that's how I prioritize. And in between, I never forget to have fun. And I've said this before, no? We are a different bunch here. Miss Divine and I, we share the same company. We're in the same company. We share the same bosses. And I often say that the people here in my property, we laugh out loud because we can, but during the hard times, we laughed out loud because we should. And it's a reality. And um, a company without laughter is not really much.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
and I
That's
truly
true.
believe this, and that's how I get over the hurdles. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I divide. And when things get too full, no, when the schedule gets too full and it's up to here, I just need to stop and breathe for a while, have a cup of coffee, and
Uh-huh.
somehow coffee makes things better, so I'm able to function again. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
well, and really, I look at myself and see, okay, so what's my purpose?
Mm-hmm.
What's my purpose? And when you look at yourself and you know your purpose, it's very easy to
Yeah.
do the things that we do.
Tama. That's true, Miss Nat. May I ask you, ladies, who is your inspiration? Who drives you to achieve all this? Miss Kate, who is your inspiration?
I think my mother, you know,
Uh-huh.
my mother is Chinese, no, pure
Okay.
Chinese siya, no.
Mm-hmm.
And strangely, hindi siya demonstrative. She,
Ah, okay.
would you believe, I never heard her say the words, I love you to me as a
Ah, talaga.
child. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
pang sa Chinese, hindi sila expressive eh. No?
Mm-hmm.
And she would not hug and kiss as much as I hug and kiss my children.
Mm-hmm.
Pero ang kanyang language of love is food. She would always cook the most delicious meal for us.
Mm-hmm.
And yun yung nakuha ko sa kanya. No? That parang in the dining table uh, is more than just uh, an eating place. It is a
Mm-hmm.
place where a mother expresses her love. 'Di ba? Kaya divine, single moms tayo, 'di ba? Life was not always easy for us. There were
Mm-hmm.
moments when life was difficult. Pero ang pagkain na hinahanda natin sa ating mga anak, kahit simple, basta puno ng pagmamahal, ramdam nila 'yon eh, 'di ba?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is what I always share with the mothers that uh, cook for your family. Take time to gather over a meal. And now that my children are grown, we always come together like on a Sunday for a
Mm-hmm.
meal at home, no? Family lunch. Or we go out as a family, whoever is available. And yung habit na yan, nadala ko even in business.
Ah.
Much of the most difficult moments are eased up with a happy meal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hello, am I still there? Yeah. So, yun, people are more relaxed. They
Mm-hmm.
can share from the heart, 'di ba? During a
Mm-hmm.
meal. And a lot of decisions in my life were made na business decisions over a happy meal, yung parang ganyan ba. That's why
Okay.
magpa-plugging ako ng kaunti, ha.
Sure, sure. Go ahead,
Ang
Miss Kate.
Kayani, we have a Kayani Caring Hands component, no?
Okay.
Kyani Caring Hands is just a part of what we do, but it's all of who we are. It's our way of giving back to the world. And
Uh-huh.
so we partner with organizations to do good work.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
partnered with Globe because we believe in their Hapag movement. Yung Hapag
Mm-hmm.
movement nila seeks to provide 100,000 families with meals
Yeah.
and livelihood in 4
Mm-hmm.
years. Kaya I'm appealing to Divine, to Natalie, to Sue, to come and join us, no? Sa ating, and you,
Yung
yan,
pala
sa
yun.
ating hapag movement. Oo. Doon ko nakilala si Bim of the Business Mirror because she attended the launch of this
Uh-huh.
hapag
Uh-huh.
movement.
Uh-huh.
And there I spoke of why is hapag important? Bakit ito naka-attract sa akin, no?
Uh-huh.
Kasi nga,
Uh-huh.
it's in the hapag that we prepare, we share from the
Tama.
goodness of our heart.
Mm-hmm.
'Diba?
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to create this fullness of our hapags that we have experienced in our lives for other families who cannot afford them. Ganun lang kasimple yon. Kaya sabi ko nga, wala naman sa ating so poor na magsasabing wala akong pwedeng ibigay because
Uh-huh.
in my company, even our janitors who have joined this movement give 50 pesos a month to Hapag. And that is most welcome because ladies, a lot of 50 pesos put together will
Yeah.
come up
Amin na
to a
yan.
huge amount. That's what
That's
Mommy
true.
Kate always believes, diba? And
True,
there is
true.
no one here who is so rich now we can say we have given enough. There is still so much to give. So, yun lang po. Globe's Hapag movement for me, I think is a wonderful, wonderful chance for us to come closer together, no? To bless the lives of other people. Kasi hindi lang pagkain ang ibinibigay,
Uh-huh.
livelihood din po eh. Because meron silang mga what you call this, yung studies programs for the heads of the family because we can't
Mm-hmm.
feed them together na
Yeah.
mag-aral para pag umigi na ang buhay nila, sila na ang magpapatuloy ng pag-sustain ng kanilang mga pamilya. So I think that's a wonderful thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Miss Kate. Going back to my
Yes.
original question,
Oo.
Miss Sue, who is your inspiration?
Well, the same with Miss Kate, my mom, and my daughter. When my daughter wasn't here yet, well, my mom. My mom also is actually an alpha female. And
Okay.
because she's an
Yeah.
alpha female, it's very hard for her to give appreciation. And as I've said earlier, isn't it? She persuades me to be a nurse, and she won't stop.
Yeah,
Not
that's right.
until I do it.
Oo nga pala.
Na,
Opo.
yeah. Nonetheless, even if she's like that, I really looked up to her.
Mhm.
And ang lagi niyang sinasabi, walang bagay na hindi natin kaya. Wala sa pamilya natin ang hindi kayang gumawa kahit
Mm,
babae pa.
mm,
Yan ang lagi niyang sinasabi. And I also say that always to my daughter
mhm,
kapag medyo nahihirapan na siya. So, actually, when someone asks me, uh, sino bang inspirasyon mo? Parang, why are you like that?
yeah.
Ganon. Parang naiisip ko na, sabi ko, oo nga no, bakit nga ako ganito? And na-realize ko yung orientation at saka yung laging sinasabi ng mama ko. Parang yun yung lagi nang nagpe-play sa isip ko
Aha,
hanggang
aha.
sa I become what she wants me to be. Of course, not
Aha.
others, syempre. Kasi hindi,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
believe hindi naman din lahat ng tao nagtatagumpay as nurse sa ibang bansa. Ay parang gano'n. Yun yung naman yung lagi kong katwiran. And I
Mhm,
remember telling her, sabi niya, bakit ba nagsusumiksik ka dyan na
mhm.
ahente ka? Eh, nurse ka eh. Sabi niya noon.
Aha, aha.
Tapos sabi ko, ikaw rin naman ang nagturo sa akin na paglaban kung ano
Aha.
yung gusto. Kaya ganon. Siya talaga
Aha,
ang
aha.
inspiration.
Sige. Thank you, Miss Sue. How about
Thank
you,
you.
Miss Divine? Who is your inspiration?
No one else but my mother also, Miss
Talagang
Annie.
mga moms
Oo,
talaga.
mga moms talaga eh. Kasi I consider her as being a single mom when I lost my
Mhm.
husband 2 years ago because of COVID. She
Aha,
became my better half na. She's with
aha.
me. And being a very prayerful mom, no, I think I
Mhm.
was able to reach this stage because of her prayers.
Aha.
But she's also tough and at
Mhm.
the same time loving. 'Di ba ang hirap na characteristic no na ako rin
Yeah.
experience ko na now as a single mom na tough ka pero ikaw din yung susuyo, no?
Yeah.
So that's my mom. But for the corporate world no that I am in now, it's the people around me. The
Mhm.
2,000 plus employees of Megaworld Hotels and Resorts give me the inspiration. In
Mhm.
fact, if you will allow me to share no,
Yeah, go
when
ahead.
we started Megaworld Hotels and Resorts, our managing director introduced to us this culture of circle of happiness. No, we had
Mm.
a refinement no of our culture.
Aha,
Kasi sabi
aha.
namin, a lot of people are doing the same. Ang daming
Mhm.
hotels competing with each other. But what will make us different sa ibang mga properties, sa ibang mga hotels, especially if you are fighting no with
Mhm.
international brands. No,
Yes.
for Mega World Hotels and Resorts, nakita namin na if we put balance in everything that we do, people will be
Mhm.
happy and we will
Mhm.
be able to give our guests that memorable experience kasi hindi lahat we can allow I mean walang available na mga facilities no pare-pareho across all hotels in the Philippines, but what we can
Mhm.
give is a memorable experience.
Mhm.
And ladies no with that circle of happiness, what we did is to identify ano ba yung part ng circle of happiness namin. Of course,
Mhm.
one, we put love for ourselves, no? We also love for family,
Mhm.
love for service and work, and love for community. But
Mhm.
sa lahat ng 'to, sabi namin parang kulang
Aha.
kasi 'di ba sometimes it's not really cool to discuss faith in the organization. But
Aha.
I am proud to say that in our property, in Mega World Hotels and Resorts, we put God at the center of our circle of happiness. Imagine we gather weekly to share our successes, our challenges, no, in
Mhm.
a small group.
Aha.
So that gives me an inspiration every day to really wake up
Yeah.
and inspire and contribute and embrace that role of being a servant leader.
Aha.
Kasi pagka nasa hotel industry ka, hindi puwedeng kahit HR head ka na or GM ka na, 'di ba GM Nat? kahit GM ka na, magbibitbit ka talaga ng mga luggages, no? So,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
if you have that um, mindset of gratefulness,
Mm-hmm.
ang sarap gawin. And that's why siguro I can speak highly about our culture because that's how I feel
Uh-huh.
sincerely about our company.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Divine. How about you, Miss Nat? Who is your inspiration?
I think I'll have to say, nanalo na yung mga moms. Because and anyone can ask me at any time of the day, kahit
Uh-huh.
tulog ako, I'll always say it's my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was kind. She was very generous. She's also Chinese, like Miss Kate's mom, but she was very affectionate. And just like Miss Kate's mom, she showed love through food as well. She cooked and she can cook very well. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was living overseas, I'd always look forward to her food. But she instilled this in us, the virtue of generosity, that y- w- sharing with others is something that um, is supposed to be in our lives. Huh? Be generous, being kind
Mm-hmm.
to others. And she happened to marry my dad, who was also very generous. So
Mm-hmm.
I think when you have generous parents, you learn to put that in your life as well and practice
Mm-hmm.
that as you get older. And even as both of them are gone at this point, I still carry that with me, that
Mm-hmm.
to share with others is a virtue that I should not forget. And to be kind to others. Diyos ko, Miss Anne, lahat yata ng
Yes.
pusa at saka aso na dadaanan ko, kung pwede kong pulutin lahat, pupulutin ko lahat. And it's just not me. It's not just me, no. My
Uh-huh,
sister, I
uh-huh.
think we have about like 15 cats. We're legendary because we have a cat house. We have about 15 cats and 5 dogs at home. And
Wow.
um and these are cats we pick up and strays, and you can't save the world, but you
Uh-huh,
can do it
uh-huh.
one at a time.
Yes,
And
yes.
to share what we have with others is something that our mother
Mm-hmm,
always
mm-hmm.
inculcated in us. And to be fair, she was a we're a Chinese family. We have one brother, but my
Uh-huh.
mother always divided everything into four:
Uh-huh,
the three
uh-huh.
daughters and the son. No? So she always fairly divided everything into four. And she would always tell us, pag ako namatay, lahat divided by four, equally.
Uh-huh,
No?
uh-huh.
And the virtue of equality and fairness lives in
Mm-hmm.
me. Uh, I
Mm-hmm.
I always think when I make decisions, I always make sure, is it fair to everybody? Is it
Yes.
fair not just to one but to all? If I give to one, I have to give to everyone.
Mm-hmm,
No,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, and my mother, she would always say she never worked because she was a housewife, but I think she always worked because she was a housewife
Mm-hmm.
at home.
Mm-hmm.
A housewife's job is 25 hours if there was one, no,
Mm-hmm.
extra
Mm-hmm.
hour a day. And yeah, she will always be an inspiration to
Yep.
me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you think we have already achieved gender equality? Is there such a thing as gender equality? Miss Kate, what are your thoughts about that?
Alam nyo, yesterday, I was with
Mm-hmm.
one of my best friends from school. We
Uh-huh.
grew up together. Since we were 5, magkaklase na kami. Si Monette
Wow.
Hamlin ito. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you know Monette of Team Asia. Natalie would know her. Yeah, she's also active in MICE, I think. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about gender equality.
Yeah.
Pero may sinabi siyang struck me the difference between equality and equity,
Mm-hmm.
'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Kasi sabi niya, ang equality is, for example, no, bibigyan ko kayo ng size 7 na shoes.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Kung ano man gender nyo, kung ano man kayo,
Mm-hmm.
puro size 7 kayong lahat. Sabi niya,
Okay.
yan ang equality.
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba? It really opened my mind, no? And then, but she said, equity is, aalamin ko muna kung anong size ng paa ninyo at yun ang ibibigay ko sa inyo. That is equity.
Mm,
So
okay.
siguro, more than equality, tignan
Mhm.
natin ang equity. 'Di ba?
Yes,
Isn't that
yes.
it? Isn't that something like for me, that is something new that I learned yesterday from my best friend Monette, no?
Uh-huh,
Pero
uh-huh.
tama siya eh, 'di ba? I think equity is something more important at this point in our lives kasi iba-iba ang pangangailangan, iba-iba ang
Mhm.
talents. Every
That's true.
person is unique, is
Uh-huh.
precious, is special in their own way. And we
Mhm.
have to give what they need and what they want for their lives eh. 'Di
Mhm,
ba?
mhm.
Whether male, female, or the LGBTs as we call it. Kasi
Yes.
sa Kyani naman ang aming culture is we are inclusive, no?
Mhm.
We don't
Yes.
leave anyone out.
Uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
because of that, I'd like to believe that in our workplace, in our
Mhm.
environment, in our fish pond, kumbaga,
Mhm.
yes, we are working towards this as best as we can.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Kate. How about you, Miss Sue? Is there, do you think we
Yeah,
already achieved gender equality?
not yet, I believe so. And yes, you are right, Miss Kate. Ang ganda ng sinabi mo. Equity is, I get, more important. But dahil nga sa karamihang nagsasabi na gender equality here and there, di ba?
Yeah.
Pati nga dun sa restroom, it has to be available for
Yes, yes,
everybody.
yes. Uh-huh.
Uh, in our workplace, as well as in the area where I live, almost. Yeah, because before I got in, almost all the companies I worked with are all male dominated companies.
Mhm. Mhm,
Mas
mhm.
marami talaga, lalong-lalo na sa amin ngayon from Eurotel, mas maraming lalaki. And ang nangyayari, kapag babae ka, hindi naman nila sinasabing babae ka lang,
Mhm.
pero mas nagwawagi yung mga desisyon ng mga lalaki.
Mhm.
Pero hindi naman nila ikaw minamalit. Nangyayari lang pagdating sa votation, mas ganun pa din. So I cannot fully say, not even yet about uh, 50%, baka hindi pa nga eh.
Mhm.
Pero slowly, kasi tayo mga babae, may napapatunayan,
Mhm.
slowly,
Tama.
nakikinig na rin sila.
Uh-huh.
Pero siguro some test of failures muna na bago nila nasabi, ay oo nga, tama yung sinabi niya.
Mhm, mhm.
So maybe, nasanay lang din tayo o ang mga tao to learn things the hard way
Yeah, yeah.
bago sumunod. So,
Okay.
yeah, hindi pa natin na-achieve. Well, in our part, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Sue. How about there sa Mega World, Miss Divine?
Kahit in the
About you?
past, Miss Annie, I've
Ah,
worked kasi in a female-dominated company, no? Even in my
okay.
previous job.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, by saying that, I think there's already equality.
Okay.
Um, Especially for Megaworld Hotels and Resorts, no? No less than our managing director is a female.
Yes, yes.
Um, we have
Si Miss
our
Cleo.
three female general managers as well.
Mm-hmm.
And sa executive committee, ma'am, there's a
Mhm.
balance already. 50-50
Mm-hmm.
na rin. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's really not focusing lang on the gender. Tama yung
Yeah.
sinabi ni Miss Kate, na you have to know kung ano ba yung mga need ng bawat isa.
Yep.
It's not really giving everyone the same, but
Mm-hmm.
identifying the strength, no? Kasi there are some strengths that are um, present, no, in
Mm-hmm.
the female, tapos wala din sa male. And
Uh-huh,
mas lalo
uh-huh.
ko yan na experience when I became a single mom, na
Mm-hmm.
kailangan ko mag-screw, mag-repair ng
Ah,
kung ano, 'di ba? Parang wow, ano. So eto na ako. I think when you put your heart sa lahat ng ginagawa mo, kahit pang
yeah.
lalaki at pambabae yan. Kasi
Yeah.
matagal na naman nagwa-washing machine yung mga lalaki. So, equal equal na yan, 'di ba? Sabi nila, you have your washing machine, ano ba yun, pambabae, panlalaki. Kahit nagbibiruan in the past, but we share kasi, we share the same chores at home, may mga
Uh-huh,
ganyan. And
uh-huh.
at the same time, in the corporate world as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, thank you, Miss Divine. How about you, Miss Nat?
Well, I'd like to take it off from where Miss Divine left off, not because
Mm-hmm.
I think that, and thanks to their effective management, we are achieving gender
Mm-hmm.
equity. I agree with Monette. I was just talking about Monette Hamlet. I was just speaking about equity and equality last week to one of our salespeople, and I said, you know, what's the difference between equity and equality? And because we have a corporate group that has been very, very supportive,
Mm-hmm.
we are able to practice gender equity and equality in the
Mm-hmm.
workplace.
Mm-hmm.
We have a female duty engineer. We have kitchen crew that is mixed up of ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-huh.
We have an equal number of male and female managers. We promote based on performance, not based on your gender.
Mm-hmm.
I myself as a female general manager, there was a time ako lang mag-isa na ang babae na general manager aside from MD Cleo, no? And I would always look at the Zoom, and it was the time of Zoom, and for 2 years we were like Zoom, and all of them are boys. Ako lang at saka si MD Cleo, no, ang girls. And but I felt that I performed as well as they did in terms of managing the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I felt that I had the female touch in dealing with people. I am able to work with the community
Mm-hmm.
in a, and engage with the community in a
Uh-huh.
unique way.
Mm-hmm.
And so in our workplace where we are, and even in the community, I believe that we have reached that. There is some way to go, and I agree with Miss Sue on this. There is ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
But in the hospitality industry nowadays, how many female general managers do you see? There's a lot.
Yeah,
It used to be only one
that's
or
true.
two.
Uh-huh.
And in that one or two, half of that was a foreigner.
Uh-huh.
Oh, half of that were expats. But
Yes,
nowadays, how
yes.
many major hotels
May
have
Filipino.
female general managers? And
That's right.
I was looking at the best chef in Asia, and it was a female. No,
Mm-hmm.
yesterday I was looking at the best 50 best restaurants, and it's a
Uh-huh.
female. No,
Uh-huh.
and so we celebrate women,
Mm-hmm.
and because we do, I feel that we encourage more
Okay.
equity as we move forward.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Natalie. I think we'll be nearing the end of our discussion. So, for our closing part, I'd like to ask you what sort of tips can you share with the ladies out there who want to make a difference, not only in their lives, but in the lives of their families as well? So, I'll end with you, Miss Keita, because I like your words of wisdom. Miss Sue, can I start with you? What sort of tips can you share with the ladies out there who want to make a difference, not only in their lives, but in the lives of their families as
Well, with our life now,
well? Mm-hmm.
uh, our lives now are, well, as always, there are a lot of challenges and struggles. The tips that I may say is tibay ng dibdib
Yeah.
at tigas ng tibay ng sikmura.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Uh, I as well is also a single mom, and it's not that really easy. And
Mm-hmm.
having a single mom in the family, they are also affected. So,
Uh-huh.
ganun talaga. Ang lagi mong sinasabi, tibayan nyo lang yung sikmura nyo, kaya nyo yan.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ganon.
True.
Yeah, that's one. Tigas ng dibdib, tibay ng sikmura, sabi nga nila.
Uh-huh,
At
uh-huh.
the passion to anything,
Uh-huh.
literally anything that you chose or you decided to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Kasi, ano hindi mo siya matatapos kung walang passion, kung mapipilitan lang.
Okay.
Although matatapos mo because kung finisher ka nga, kahit siguro napilitan ka, napasubo ka,
Uh-huh,
'di ba?
uh-huh.
Lalagyan mo rin 'yon. Syempre, ng pagmamahal na. In my case,
Mm-hmm.
pagmamahal ko sa mama ko, kaya tinapos ko. Ganon. Tapos
Okay.
syempre, paninindigan mo, lalo-lalo na pag alpha female ka or
Mhm.
napaka-strong ang personality mo, you
Mhm.
will never let anything put you down.
Yep.
Kumbaga paninindigan mo talaga yan. So the passion and of course the love dun sa whatever hinagawa mo o
Mhm.
pinagdesisyonan mong gawin and determination
Okay.
to
Thank
finish.
you so
So
much.
that's five things. Mhm.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Sue. Miss Divine, what would you like to share yung tips mo for our ladies out there?
Tips, dami ng lahat, Miss Annie, but you know, in for 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 a for somebody who's working in the corporate world, no, um, ito yung binaon ka talaga coming from our managing director, si Miss
Uh-huh.
Cleo. Sabi niya, Divine, as HR, ang tip dapat you have to act the part, dress the part, and talk
Mhm.
the part.
Uh-huh.
Being a leader, it's grabbing responsibility,
Yeah.
but you have to always remember that there are people, no, they look up to you, so in everything that you do, you have to be responsible, no.
Okay.
That's one. Number two, to have an open communication, kasi important talaga yung communication. If you don't talk, people will never know what's in your heart, 'di ba?
Uh-huh.
And of course, check on yourself about your maturity. Sabi
Mhm.
nga, maturity is knowing that things will never be perfect, but always choosing to see the good in everything around you. And
That's true.
lastly,
Uh-huh.
hope, pray, and don't worry.
Thank you so much, Miss Divine. Miss Nat, your words of wisdom.
I think I said this earlier. No,
Uh-huh.
find your purpose. Know what you're here for. I hope that for those who are just starting out in their careers, I hope that you don't just time in and time out and think that was your purpose.
Uh-huh.
No, that
Mhm.
you find your purpose, what you're meant to
Mhm.
be, what you're meant to be at work, what you're meant to be at home, what
Mhm.
you're meant to be in the world, in the
Uh-huh.
bigger picture. um and challenge yourself to always do better. Don't just live for today, think
Uh-huh.
about tomorrow as well, but don't worry, tama si Divine, no, don't worry about tomorrow, but think about it. So don't do things just for today, do things with a view of the future,
Uh-huh.
and always have gratitude, always be
Mhm.
grateful. I'm always grateful for the things that I have, but I'm
Mhm.
also grateful for the things I don't have. And
Uh-huh.
I think that's what makes me happier,
Mhm.
because I'm thankful for everything that I do have and everything that I don't have.
Okay.
Um, on a lighter note, I will also jump off from what Miss Divine said. Always
Mhm.
be fabulous. Take care of your ladies. Take care of yourselves. You cannot pour from an empty cup.
Mhm. Mhm.
So take good care of yourselves.
Uh-huh.
Dress the part. Make sure your eyebrows are on fleek and your lipstick is as red as it can be. And your heels sky high. Yes,
Uh-huh.
diba? But that's on a lighter note to make everyone smile. But
At yung
it's
bags
really,
ni Miss Divine. Correct.
yes, at ang bangs, ha? Bilang na bilang dapat. So, take care of yourself, ladies. Nobody else will take care of you except you. Maybe, except your mothers, maybe. No, but
Uh-huh.
you cannot pour from an empty cup. And
Mhm.
so, take good care of yourselves.
Thank you so much, Miss Nat. And Miss Kate, your final words, please.
I agree with all the words of wisdom from our ladies who are with us today, si Divine, si Nat, at si Sue, no? Ang akin naman is, you have to, as you love yourself, you have to love others and bring out the best in them. Diba? Lagi kong sinasabi na have a nurturing heart. No?
Uh-huh.
You can have tough love. Ang
Yes.
goal is always to let that other person shine.
Uh-huh.
Discover ano ang kakayahan niya. Don't be afraid to let your people make mistakes.
Uh-huh.
Make decisions and make mistakes. It's all right. For as long as you keep your environment a safe space. 'Di ba? Mahalaga 'yon. Kasi you are giving them wings to fly eh. Hindi
Uh-huh.
pwedeng
Uh-huh.
lahat tayo lang ang nagdedesisyon. So, dito po sa Kyani, yung management team ko, alam na nila, when there's a problem, before they bring it to me, dapat kasama na, Miss Kate, ito yung problema, ito yung ginawa ko. Ito yung desisyon na in-apply ko. So that's always like that, no? It's always the solution. Next is in life, no? Always look at life as half full, kung hindi man full na full, 'di ba? Find the beauty in everything, you know. Sabi nga ni Audrey Hepburn, we must have eyes that sees what is beautiful in everything and in everyone. Look for the opportunity amidst every crisis, because there is. Stay positive. I always tell this to our people. Your energy will permeate the energy of your team, of your network. Diba? So, I love what Divine said, that she wakes up every day excited about life. That's important. I always ask people on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how much energy and excitement do you have about what you do? Because yun, nararamdaman yun ng tao mo. So, if you are at a 5, oh my God, and you are the lead, everyone becomes 3-2-1, diba? So that's not good for us. So stay positive. Your energy will permeate the energy of your family and your network. But here's the thing, no, that I encourage all ladies to have: quiet time with God. Meditation is the one that has sustained me all these years, no? It is, sabi nga ni Oprah, the number one thing we need to be successful in this world is something that gives back and nourishes us. And that is meditation. And quiet prayer is not only talking to God, it also means listening to Him, no? Asking Him and bringing to Him everything that happens to us, all the decisions that we make. That's how, you know, I have been guided all these years. Kasi I believe, no, when we spend time in quiet, inspiration will flow, creativity will flow, all the answers to our questions will be there, no, and peace and healing will come. Ladies, to listening to us, you know, you are all so beautiful, so precious in the eyes of all of us, in the eyes of the people who love you and God. You are special. You have a parang purpose for being in this world. So discover the purpose, live your purpose, and live it to the fullest. I wish you all a blessed and beautiful life.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Kate. With that, I'd like to say thank you once again to Miss Sue Geminiano, to Miss Divine Delos Reyes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Nat Lim, and thank you so much, Miss Kate Bellosillo, for sharing your time and for the teachings that we had this morning. Thank you so much. And to our sponsors, thank you to Megaworld Hotels and Resorts, Richmonde Hotel Iloilo, Eurotel, Hotel Sogo, Apple View Hotel, and Kyani. With that, I'd like to once again thank you once again, and have a nice day to everyone. Thank you so much. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Thank you.
po.
Thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you po. Bye-bye. and broadcast na.
Pwede mo na pala i-ano